The other person is, of course, Toastmaster Rusa, our current president, and she will be our division director next year. She has done a fantastic amount of effort. She helped Karachi Toastmaster reach 80 members in 2019. She started this women's group to help encourage women join Toastmasters. She did the district newsletter. She helped the club achieve President's Distinguished, level award 2 years in a row. And as I said, these are people who serve. They never talk about themselves. Once there was a table topic, and Toastmaster Russo was asked, "Do you do volunteer work?" And she said, "No, I don't." And I told her, "My God, you're putting in hours and hours of your effort, and if this is not voluntary work in Toastmasters, you're not getting paid for it, you do it because you love it. What is?" And these are the kind of people I'm talking about. They keep on serving, they keep on giving, and they never expect anything in return. So once again, congratulations, DTM Tala. And not only DTM once, twice, but three times DTM Tala and Toastmaster Arusa for your achievement. And I know that next year the district is going to take off supercharged because you'll be there. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster uh, Samir Hamidul. And, and now it's time to proceed our meeting, and so I can hand over the charge to the presiding officer, again to the distinguished Toastmaster, the district director, TDM Talaban. Over to you.
Uh, Thank you so much, and thank you, DTM Samir, for your kind words. Suffice it to say that you were our first ever district director, and it is completely intimidating and scary to think that uh, the same space that was occupied by you, I'm supposed to occupy uh, with effect from 1st of July. So right now, I mean, I don't know, no matter, I'm fond of saying one thing, that no matter what you've done in the past, you're only as good as your latest speech, or you're only as good as your latest act. So let's hope that I'm able to shoulder this responsibility. And please join me, since Toastmaster Ursa cannot be here today, but she deserves all our support. You've seen her, and I believe there was no. Now I can say this, since the election is over. Uh, I believe that there was no one more deserving. You all saw what she did with this club and all the other clubs in the division, and we wish her all the best. And I request on her behalf, although she will never make this request, you know her very well, but I request on her behalf that provide her with all the support that you can, as her fellow club members and as her fellow division members. So before we formally open the meeting and hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day, there's just one announcement. Actually, I'm not able to reach our journal evaluator for today. So maybe he joins or maybe he does not. But in the meantime, can someone step in and take this role of journal evaluator? Can someone volunteer? If not, then maybe I can take up this role, because the only other role I have is listener. So I'll try to do this role as well as possible. So with that, uh, let me hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day. And this person, when it's a cliche, but he had us at hello, because when he walked into this club, we were all blown away by his skills, by his decency, and by his outstanding intellect. And over the past few months, I must say, uh, he has been not as much present in the meetings as we would have liked him to be, and we are all poorer for it. But it is good that now he's resuming, and we hope to see him again and again in these meetings, because I speak for everyone when I say that he has been a tremendous source of inspiration for all of us. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Umar Hayat, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Presiding Officer. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to this meeting. Let me start with a beautiful verse from a poem by a Welsh poet, W.H. Davies. What is this life if, full of care, we do not have time to stand and stare? What is this life if, full of care, we do not have time to stand and stare? The theme of today's meeting is leisure. Leisure is time that is spent unproductively in general terms. The economist Thorstein Veblen, in his book, Theory of Leisure Class, in fact, defines it as non-productive consumption of time. In today's day and age, this time is often regarded as wasted. So whether you want to take a stroll in the park or you want to see a movie, invariably someone will say, why are you wasting your time? Our identities have become so imbued with our work that we are afraid to form identities outside it. In today's meeting, I want to tell you that this is unequivocally wrong. Did you know that there is an enormous body of research that shows leisure is in fact extremely important for your well-being? A 2009 study at the University of Pennsylvania showed that people who spend an hour of conscious pleasure every day have a 30% lower incidence of anxiety, depression, and mental health problems. A 2001 study on Alzheimer's showed that there is a direct negative correlation between incidence of Alzheimer's and time spent in leisure. So, spending free time for yourself, enjoying and having fun, it makes you healthier and happier. And if just the health reasons were not sufficient, this really is the time that gives meaning to your life. So what I want to tell you today is, what is this life if, full of care, we do not have time to stand and stare? Regardless of if you enjoy movies or strolls in the parks or whatever, it is important to take every day some time for yourself, guilt-free. It's good for you and for the people around you. With that thought, let's start our meeting. Let me first start by introducing the various sections of today's meeting. We will first start with the table topics. where the table topics master will call on audience members to speak impromptu for short speeches. Then we have six uh, outstanding prepared speakers for you who will entertain you and bedazzle you with their prepared speeches. And then, in the most important segment, the evaluation, we'll all collectively learn how to become better speakers. Now, to help me in this meeting, we have several facilitators who I will introduce now. The first facilitator is the role of the grammarian, and that is placed by, and that will be played today by Toastmaster Zara Latif. Toastmasters, Zara, please introduce yourself and the role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hope I'm audible. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, DTMs, and distinguished guests. I'm Toastmaster Zara Latif. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to the language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is exuberant. Exuberant, which means full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness. An example of using this word is a noisy bunch of exuberant youngsters. A noisy bunch of exuberant youngsters. An exuberant young girl who decided to become a screen actress. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, exuberant, in their speeches or table topics. And I'll take a note of it. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. And for your reference, I've already posted on the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zara. Our next role holder is the vote counter, who is the DTM Talha bin Hamid. Please explain your role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And the role of the vote counter is that during 4 occasions in the meeting, you'll be asked to cast your vote. It will be during the table, after the table topics, after the prepared speeches, after the evaluations, and after the big 4 roles for the respective role players. You will be asked to vote through a Zoom poll, and it will be my job to compile and announce the results. In case Zoom poll does not work, I'll be floating a Google form. And as a vote counter, I will not allow to vote. I'll only vote if there's a tie. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Talha. Our next role is that of the timer, and that will be played by Toastmaster Hiba Reis. Toastmaster Hiba, please explain your role.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Hayat. As the timer, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would be timing the entire session from the start to the finish, and including the table topic session and the prepared speeches session. And at the end of the session, I would be telling how much, like the amount, the speakers, the amount of time the speakers took to speak, and I would be, presenting my report at the end. And I would also be, telling the time the speaker spoke. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. Our next role is that of listener, and that is played by DTM Talha. DTM Talha, please explain your role.
Thank you so much. As a listener, I will be listening for interesting phrases, and I will be making sure that everyone, including myself, listens to the participants. In the end, I will be asking questions about what was said in the meeting, including but not limited to interesting phrases and who were said by whom. Uh, I will be conducting the listener session at the end of the meeting during the journal evaluation session. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Talha. Our next role is that of Ya Counter, and that will be played by Toastmaster Latif. Toastmaster Latif, please introduce your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Today, as an R counter, my duty is to note down the R's and the ums, or most of the people when they use filler words such as like you mean, what I mean, I like, because, or such kind of repeated words, I will be noting down and I will give my report at the time when you call upon. Let's have reduce our R's and ums to deliver some of the exuberant speeches of our life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latif. And now, before we start the speeches, we have a veteran joke master, Toastmaster Hiba, to lighten our mood. Toastmaster Hiba, it's over to you.
Thank you for such a warm introduction by calling me veteran. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, why are pirates called pirates? Why are pirates called pirates? Because they arg. What breed of dog can jump higher than a building? What breed of dog can jump higher than a building? Any breed of dog, because buildings can't jump. How do you throw a space party? How do you throw a space party? You plan it. Rest in peace to boiling water. Rest in peace to boiling water. You will be missed. Why were the fish's grades so bad? Why were the fish's grades so bad? Because it was below sea level. My wife asked me to pass her lip balm. Instead, I gave her super glue by mistake. She's still not talking to me. I tried to sue the airport for misplacing my luggage. I lost my case. And the last one, what do you call a train carrying a bubble gum? A choo-choo train. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. We now move to the next segment. We have the table topic session now, and this will be led by a guy who's an amazing speaker, a natural leader, and someone who has the ability to wow and excite every time he comes on stage. Please welcome a Toastmaster, Aliyah Sharanjum. It's over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day and my mentor, Toastmaster Umar Hayat. A very good evening to all Toastmasters there. I know that you all, your heart was popping out because I have the power to call your name and dictate you that you are going to speak on a topic that I give to you. Today, the theme is leisure. Leisure, sometimes considered as the time that is not consumed productively, as said by Veblen in, in 1899. And some says that leisure is important to increase the productivity of employees because it's just a refresh button for all of us. So my all the topics are going to revolve around it. So let's proceed. Okay. So leisure is a part of human rights declaration, and it is in according to the article 24. Everyone has the right to relax and to rest and have pleasure. So my first topic is around this phenomena. So whom should I call? So I think for the first, as a first speaker, let me call Toastmaster Ghulam Kadir. Are you with me? Toastmaster Ghulam Kadir. Okay. So
My network seems to be stuck.
so your topic is so your
Am I
topic
audible
is,
and visible?
yes, you're perfectly
My
audible.
network seems to be stuck. Did I miss anything?
No? No.
You're just being called for table topics.
Yes. Are you ready, Toastmaster Ghulam Kadir? Okay. So the topic is, if you are a policy maker, what policy will you come up with regarding leisure? Toastmaster Ghulam Kadir, are you listening me?
Ali, I think you can move on to the other speakers and then
Okay.
return to Ghulam Qadir.
Okay. So the same topic, and I guess for this topic, policy should be made by someone who is experienced. So can I call Toastmaster Hinali? Toastmaster Hinali?
Sorry, could you hear me?
Yes.
My apologies. Sorry.
Okay. So your topic is, if you are a policymaker, what policy will you come up with regarding leisure?
So I was just reading this out aloud to my husband, just as you asked me to speak on it. As the article says, this is every human being's right to have rest and leisure. My idea of a policy for leisure, it should be universal, that whether you work for the government or a semi-government entity or a private entity, whether you are a white collar worker or a blue collar worker, everybody deserves and has the right to a 2-day weekend. And everybody should be able to enjoy every public holiday that comes up. One thing that I've realized living in this country now for the past almost 4 years, depending on which job you're in, that right isn't a given. You have to hope for it and you may be given it. So if I was a policymaker, definitely. And the policy would go with penalty if an employer, whether a private employer, a private individual, or a private entity doesn't give their employees this, they would have to pay a hefty fine if they were found guilty. So, in a utopia and in a perfect world, that would be my policy for leisure. Over to you.
Thank you so much, this Toastmaster Hinali. I must say that your words are very, very mature, and you just think like a policymaker. So let's move forward. Do you know there are types of leisure? And my next topic are going. So my first now the serious leisure. The serious leisure in which you volunteer, you have a certain hobby, and you enjoy it. So my next speaker would be Toastmasters Zishan Khan. And your topic is, what do you think? Volunteering is a part of leisure or it is just a extra responsibility?
Sorry, Toastmaster Ali, please remind the word of the day. And also, Toastmaster Hebat, please show us how you will be doing the timing. Show the participants once so that they are vigilant.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the word of the day is exuberant, and speaker Toastmaster Zishan Khan. Your topic is, what do you think? Volunteering is a part of leisure or it is an extra responsibility?
Well, the word itself tells a whole story from the beginning. Leisure, and it starts with an L and ends with an E. And leisure doesn't require any monetary value or monetary leisure to itself to begin with, or volunteering to itself. Leisure means self-gratification and satisfaction of an action that you do. And that action could be staring at the screen or staring at the camera just the way I'm doing it right now. I don't know what's happening. People are looking back at me. That's also a leisure or self-gratification activity that you could look into. Or the other way around is, dressing like a beggar, torn clothes just for fun, to have a social experiment and start begging. At the end of the day, you're not only treating yourself with a cup of tea, but then you're inviting your friends to do the same. That's one way of looking at it. Of course, there is some monetary value involved into it. The best part of leisure itself would be that you turn that activity into a reciprocation of a reward. Now, the reward could be monetary, like the way I've mentioned before. It could be emotional, that you get the boost, or should I say the adrenaline effect that you get from accomplishing a certain task. And by the way, just so you know, research says that the smell of $1 and the smell of hashish and the feeling you get out of it is the same. Whether you deny it, disagree with it, it doesn't matter. That's what the research says, and Wall Street proves it. Wall Street here proves it as well in Karachi, and Wall Street proves it in New York as well. They openly admit it. The intake of the leisure activity that they do and the professional activity that they do from 9 to 5 or even more needs the same. I am unable to check the time. Maybe it's over or maybe it's not, but I think I'm right on spots. Just to conclude whatever I've just said, is if you turn your leisure into profitability, that becomes your passion. There's nothing beautiful following a passion that is your actual leisure. Over to you, Toastmaster or table topic master of the day.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was about to say something before TM Zishan started. I was trying to flash, because I've logged in through my mobile. I was trying to flash some colored pencil, green colored pencil, if anyone saw, and then there was a yellow colored rubber
Yeah.
which I had, just trying to
Yeah.
indicate the colors, because currently this is what is available with me. So I hope TM Zishan, you saw it.
Actually, he did not. That's why he was asking. But you would do well. You just keep using the same objects, but bring them much closer to the camera. Try doing that right now. Yeah, try doing that right now so everybody can see. And
Okay. This is the
meanwhile,
green colored pencil.
no,
Green.
bring it very close to the lens so that everybody sees it. Yeah, just
Is
like
it
this.
visible?
Yeah, yeah,
Keep it visible
Green
until
color
it's visible.
pencil, yellow color rubber,
yeah.
and then red color pencil.
Yeah, bring it much closer. Yeah. Okay, and I believe by your timing, Toastmaster Ishan is qualified, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
congratulations.
2 minutes, 21 seconds.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I
Yes.
think that we yes. Toastmaster Hiba, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something. I was about to, mention about the objects, but before that, TM Zishan started his speech, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay, okay.
But anyways, now I've told.
Okay. So let's move towards our next story. But before, let me discuss about the casual leisure. It's all about that to the leisure, uh, like watching TV and something which is not count a productive. Next is something like project-based leisure, and it is about uh, it is about a short-term project or something that you do for your own satisfaction, like writing a blog or or volunteering for building something, but for a short period of time. So my next topic is, do consistency matters when it comes to leisure? And for this topic, I want to invite Toastmaster Utrush Shirotkar.
Yes, sir. Am I visible?
Okay. Yes, you're visible.
Okay. Now the topic. So, what is the topic for me exactly?
Do consistency matter when it comes to leisure? Do consistency matters when it's come to leisure?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. Integrity, respect, service, and excellence are the core values of Toastmaster. Am I correct? Yes.
Yes.
Excellence. Whenever you have to do something, do it to up to 100%. Sometimes give 110%. Similarly, while resting, just don't rest for its namesake. Take everything, enjoy everything, and give your 110% while resting as well. Therefore, consistency does matter during leisure. What else can I say about it? What else it would be better? What else would be better? Your boss is not after you. You are with your family, enjoying, eating barbecue, prawns, or what else is famous in Karachi? I don't know. But won't it be fun? Just for 2 minutes, you are saying, no, boss, I'm with my family. I cannot work. Won't it be much more helpful? Friends, consistency do matter even in leisure. Enjoy everything in life. Give your 100% and be grateful always. Stay in the moment, not in the future, not in the past. That's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utrush. I must say that your words are very good, that whatever we do, we should do with excellence. even we are resting, so we have to do that with excellence and make something productive. So for my next topic, I would like to invite our new member, Toastmaster Rabia Rishan. And your topic is leisure is a time of self-exploration? Toastmaster Rabia. Is leisure is a time of self-exploration?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And the topic is leisure is a time of self-exploration. Um, I agree to this statement. Leisure is a time for self-exploration, and I would like to quote a personal experience to explain my point of view. In my life, I always was trying to fulfill my duties and my responsibilities, whether it was my house or my parents or my husband, my in-laws, my children. And I used to think if I take out time for myself or for the things I really enjoy, then it would be like a waste of time. And due to this, I didn't know until a few years ago what are the things which I like, because I always used to enjoy the things which sometimes my husband like or my parents enjoy or my siblings wanted to do, but I never had. I'm still exploring myself and give taking out time for leisure so that I can explore and know about myself. Okay, what are the things which I like? And mm, for example, when I joined TCF, um, it was a very exuberant experience for me. And by seeing the first thing when I joined TCF, I imagined I'm doing a very noble cause and I want to do something for myself and I want to um, help the children in need. But I'm taking out so much time for my responsibilities from my house, and I'm going and I'm leaving my children behind. But the moment I reached that millennium point where everyone gathers, and I saw like 50 youngsters waiting there, and these people and these students, these youngsters were the ones who were doing 9 to 5 jobs for 6 days, and the seventh day they used to come and volunteer for TCF. So that was a very self exploration for me, and I was really excited to see the exuberance they showed at that point. So I really believe that leisure is a time for self exploration, and we should try out new hobbies or new things during our leisure time so that we could mm, explore ourselves more. Thank you so much, and back to you, TMLU.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia. You just come up with your own story using the word of the day, and you're just doing great. And I'm just anticipating that when you are going to give your icebreaker. So now let's move towards our next. And can I call to guest Wafa? Guest Wafa?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, but I cannot see you. Yeah.
Uh, wait.
Okay. So your topic is lockdown and leisure.
Okay, thank
Guest
you for
Wafa?
the topic, and I'm I'm enthralled to be here among everyone. Lockdown and leisure. So COVID-19, as everyone knows, was uh, starting point where people started exploring themselves never like before. It was a time when you got immense amount of time confined in the walls of home and had nothing to do apart from eating and watching and using social media and movies. People started realizing what next, and that's how people started exploring themselves and started new ventures. I also was one of them who started thinking that what am I able to do and what I am capable of after doing my 9 to 5 corporate job. There's so much to life. So hence I started exploring myself. Then I came across one of my friend. She lives in Canada, and I was discussing things with her and what things I want to improve myself as a person, and that's how I got to know about Toastmasters. And she was the one who suggested me that you should try Toastmasters if you are into improving your public speaking skills and if you want to improve your way of delivering and you want to improve your communication skills. So I'm here joining and attending my first session of Toastmasters. I'm really looking forward to become a member and seeing myself expressing and like every one of you is doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, uh, Toastmaster to be the guest of her. And I must
Thank
say
you.
that all speakers are just elegant and just very creative. That I try my best to give them hard topics, but all of them were exuberant when when they just called for the table topics. So our team was leisure, and that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Umar Haya.
Sorry, Toastmaster Umar, and
Yeah.
yeah. So as you know, constant interruptions by VP Education are a hallmark of Karachi Toastmasters Club meetings, and today is no different. With apologies to everyone, we have two little announcements. The first is by our nomination committee chair, Toastmaster Hina Ali. The second is I will ask the timer whether everyone qualified, and I'll float the poem for table topics speakers. And meanwhile, Toastmaster Hina can make that announcement, and after that, we will break for 10 minutes for Maghrib prayers. Okay.
So can I speak, Toastmaster Salah, for the timing?
Yes, yes, please, please. Just let us know if anyone was disqualified.
Everyone managed to qualify. No one
Okay,
was
great.
disqualified.
Great. I'm
There were
floating the
5
poem.
speakers in total.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Talha, and good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and it was an honor to chair our club leadership committee, which is the nomination committee for the upcoming XCOM for year 2021-22. After deliberations and having received a number of nomination requests from our members, our respected committee members have come up with our nominees, and I will be announcing them just now. I'd like to thank our nomination committee, which included DTM Samir Hamid Dodi, Toastmaster Sayed Najam Rizvi. We also had Toastmaster Hassan Thebo, who had agreed to be with us in this process. However, unfortunately, there was a death in his family yesterday, so he was unable to join us, but we still thank him for agreeing to volunteer. Our nominations for the 2021-22 XCOM are President DTM Talha bin Hamid, DTM Talha bin Hamid. For VP Education, Toastmaster Hiba Rais, Toastmaster Hiba Rais. For VP Membership, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir Campwala, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir Campwala. For our VP Public Relations, we have Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. For the Secretary, Toastmaster Ali Hasnain Babar, Toastmaster Ali Hasnain Babar. For our Treasurer position, Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. And finally, last but not the least, for the Sergeant at Arms position, we have Toastmaster Taha Hassan. Toastmaster Taha Hassan. Congratulations to the nominees. Having announced the nominees, I would also like to let all the members know who had placed their names for or requested for a nomination but have not received a nomination. Our club election, inshallah, will be next week on the 2nd of June. And all of you still have the option and the right to stand from the floor for those roles that you had hoped to receive a nomination for. We will be running the election, as I've explained before, starting with the president's role or position, and then going down the hierarchy or rank of the XCOM positions. So you can start even from president and going downwards to each of the roles. And say if you try for a particular role and you don't, you haven't received a nomination, you try from the floor, but you don't win in an election, which will be through a secret ballot, you can still then, when you still feel like serving the XCOM, you still have the option for then trying for the next roles that are coming up. So if your purpose is to really serve at the club and serve Toastmasters and our Toastmasters community, you can try for any role, right? With that, I wish the nominees and all the members who wish to stand from the floor next week the best of luck. And with that, I hand over back the charge to the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hena. We will now take a break for 10 minutes, and I will see you all back here on 7:48 sharp. Have a nice break.
Toastmaster, I think we can resume.
Great. So everyone, welcome back. I hope that you had a good break. We are now going to start the next segment, which is the prepared speeches. Each speaker will be introduced by Evaluator. Our first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, and he will be introduced by Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. So Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, today, I want you all to congratulate me. Please congratulate me. The reason being, 3 weeks in a row, I'll be evaluating those individuals who are going to complete their pathway.
So 3 weeks in a row, you didn't do a speech.
Yes. So that's again a motivation for me to quickly do my projects and complete my second pathway as well. So the VP made sure that I evaluate only those individuals who complete their pathways. So coming to the present project of Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, who will be completing his pathway presentation mastery, and he'll be reflecting on his pathway. The topic of the presentation is Wrestle in Me, Triple H. Time duration, timer, please note it is 10 to 12 minutes. I wish you best of luck, Toastmaster Latif. Over to you.
Our life transitions are full of experiences. Some we collect in our pictures, some with our Facebook memories, some with our memories over here, but many with our friends and family members when we sit and they share stories. I have one of them, of a story which is reflecting whenever I see a mirror, and that is my crooked nose. It was when I was batting at the non-striker end and the batsman just hit the ball and asked, "Run." I rushed towards looking at the ball, and all of a sudden, in few seconds, I was looking towards the sky. Because that batsman rushed into me with the bat holding upside on my nose. And that is when I reflect, I cannot change. Toastmaster of the day, fellow audience, and distinguished guest. We, in today's term, we know how people gather there and follow their celebrities. For example, they follow them on Insta, Facebook, or many other media words. I used to gather pictures, and that pictures of wrestlers. And my favorite all-time best was the Ultimate Warrior and a Triple H. Triple H is something which is still in my mind. And I decoded it when I was about to complete my pathway presentation mastery. This all began when I was in level 4 of engaging humor and I got stuck to deliver a keynote speech of 18 to 20 minutes. All of a sudden, Toastmaster International land into my hands a gift as a Santa Claus. Free pathway, free pathway. And I selected presentation mastery. But we say all happens for good, and those were the contest seasons. A contest season which I was eyeing to have it a district finalist. So this pathway was all about for a wrestler to fight for the title. Trust me, I had lost by now in Karachi Toastmasters Club the international speech contest. But I had one good opportunity at my club in Kuwait at Bhavan's Toastmasters. What I was trying to do is, at least at District 20, DTAC, I should be giving and delivering a speech. So this was all about contest. Now, I started while having one path completed and everything, but I had an empty jar with me. It was nothing still as good as a contestant. So, level 1 at presentation mastery. I went with a casual speech, introducing myself, but tried to put some voice modulation. And somehow I managed, because my evaluator said voice modulation missing. What to do? I tried my best, but level 1 was achieved. Level 2, I had to deliver a speech, and this time, as I had that Bhavan's International contest running up, I decided to give my favorite speech, The Grip. The Grip is all about adjusting yourself according to the situations. So level 1, part 1 and part 2 was all about giving that speech about the grip. Over there also in level 2, project 2, we have to give back-to-back 2 speeches. And both my evaluators said, Latif, drama, missing. Now, with my crooked nose, I kept nagging DTM Talha that please prepare me for the contest. I have to win this. He gave me a lot of good efforts and advice. Finally, I managed to win the contest at Bhavans. First place winner at the International Speech Contest, second place winner at the Humorous Speech Contest, and third at the evaluation. So job well done. Level 1 project 3 of this presentation mastery was all about researching and presentation. So I decided to show what I was doing it. I presented myself as I reduced almost 10 pounds in 2 months' time. And I delivered a speech on body fast, which was all about intermittent fasting. Friends, on that day, Navinta Karan had a speech about anxiety. And I remember that speech was remembered as people ask questions, which one we should follow, the one about anxiety or the one which is being given by Latif about body fast. This is where I completed my level 1. Level 2 project 1 was all about understanding your communication style. And I delivered a best speech of mine because I discovered with a speech title, Latif means gentle. Everybody appreciated that speech, but still, voice modulation and drama was still missing. These are the evaluation I always got. Now I was about to reach the terms and follows the area of in Kuwait. Finally, at level 2, project 2, I delivered a speech. Remember, I'm still looking for the race of the title. My speech is not yet finalized. And I discovered a speech which I delivered at the combined meeting with the Daily Toastmasters because I got a lot of appreciation. And then came level 2 project 3. This was the time I have to give it for my mentor. And I give a speech called Love at First Sight. And that was to DTM Talha. Level 2 completed. By now, I already won actually the runner-up at the area contest, both for the international and humorous, with the same grip. Still, I had a race for the division and then for the district. The division, I wanted to have a good speech. So level 3 project 1, I decided to deliver a speech called Live It Your Way. Over here, I explained all my failures, but made sure to let others know that no matter if I could not live it in successful life, but I lived it my way. So live it your way. I was lucky enough that I got a test speaker chance at this area A in Pakistan and area B or division B in Bahrain. Though altogether there were 11-12 evaluators and they encouraged me and they said bravo to you because you are sharing your failures. But somehow I was not happy with the content and I decided to look for a speech which wins me the division. Project level 3, project 2 and 3 was all about the contest, because now I had finalized my speech. I shall stand beside you. Friends, over there also, I tried many a times to give the best with the drama and the voice modulation and some of the actions. My evaluators said missing. I had to practice almost 1,000 times to get to that stage where I feel satisfied. Kudos and thank you to DTM Talha and TM Imran, who kept on listening my speeches. Contest day, I still remember, 19th of March. Early morning, TM Imran heard my speech as I practiced. Now, by 19th of March, I have always practiced by 1,000 times. I went all attacked when I was called upon. Second, don't take me wrong, that was my speaking order. Second was my speaking order, and I went with bravo, braveness and everything. What I got to know that I got appreciation from everybody. When the results were announced, third place winner, second place winner, and I was still biting my nails. And the first place winner, who is going to represent at the Area 20 Division DTech, is Toastmaster Hisham. I did not lose hope because I did what I can do. That was the best I have ever given my speech. I did lose some of the confidence, but I gained a lot of confidence from my mentors and the people who were listening in the audience. So I grabbed out this challenge of Triple H in me. Those were the 3 H. First H was the head, the mind. You have to feed everything good. Second is your heart, which has to be connected with your mind. And third is your skills. You have to upgrade every time. This was all my reflect of this presentation mastery. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lateef.
Yeah.
So we've had a change in order, and our next speaker is Toastmaster Anam, and she will introduce her evaluator, Toastmaster Zara. Toastmaster Zara, it's over to you. Toastmaster Zara, are you here?
I'm here. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I've been honored to evaluate Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Her speech title is A Game of Life. A Game of Life. The purpose of the speech, her project, is to reflect on her growth during the completion of an entire path. So she'll be completing her pathway of innovating. I think her pathway is innovating. And I'll be evaluating her, and the speech length is, timer please note, 10 to 12 minutes. A Game of Life by Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Over to you, Toastmaster.
It was a summery afternoon. 4 little kids, almost of the same age, were gathered around the game of Ludo. An environment filled with excitement, laughter, and environment with exuberance. Everybody was full of zeal and zest. Everybody was enjoying. It was an exciting experience. the only voice around was, "Oh, your pet got killed. Go back to your place. Oh, my pet went into the home. Yahoo!" These were the only voices that filled up the environment. And in that voice, what struck that one little girl sitting there playing the Ludo was, "Anam, you better take your bag off because it got killed." "No, no, 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 no. Please, it's the third one in the row. Please don't do this to me. I'll give you a favor in the next turn. Please, let me play it this time." "No, no, 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 lady. There is no favor in war and games." And with that, the third pack came back to my little home, the imprisonment. And you know what? What I did? Instead of taking that peg back to my home, I ruined the entire game, left it for nobody to play. Because, well, I was losing. Why should the other gain? This was how I was when I was a little girl. When I couldn't win, I couldn't let the others win as well. 2019, I received this call by my husband, who happened to be the Toastmaster at that time since the last 2 years. And he called him, he said, "I got enrolled you in Toastmasters. You better come and experience the meeting." Oh God, Anam, I think either you're going to do something or it would be another game of Ludo from 2003. Well, it was the 800 meeting when I entered into the hall filled with lots of people, lots of Toastmasters. They were celebrating, they were actually giving the tribute to Dr. Salim, the founder of Karachi Toastmasters Club. And I was all confused among all those people. To add to that, my husband deserted me. He went away with the rest of them while I stood there with my little one, still frightened. Oh, how will they react? What will I do? God, please help me. But then I sat down, experienced it, though it was a bit confusing in the beginning. Everybody was coming off and on, giving their speeches, table topics, evaluations. Everything was so confusing in the first meeting. And frankly speaking, I said, "Anna, this is going to be another game of Ludo from 2003. You're not going to make it. Just leave it. Either your husband would be happy or you would be happy." But then my husband pushed me again into delivering my icebreaker. Well, what else did I have to do? I had to live under the same roof. I started writing it down, wrote something up, delivered it. And you know what? It was taken so positively. I wasn't even expecting that. My evaluator was DTM Samir Dodi at that time. And he gave such a great evaluation that for once I forgot what I was thinking in the beginning when I attended the first meeting. I thought, why not? Go away, go with it. It's the best place I could think of. Thank you so much, my dear husband. And then one after another, the level one came, and I moved on till the third level, till the third project when I had to deliver the evaluation. Well, evaluation and me, I'm still a beginner. That was a day of honor. I was so proud. I was up on the seventh sky. I am going to evaluate somebody, evaluate already a Toastmaster since the last 2 years. I told everybody at home, today is my evaluation. Today I'm going to evaluate. Oh my God, I don't think I would be able to do that. Well, inside, I was afraid. Will I be able to do it in the right way, what they expect it to be? Or will I be coming back with a long face and nothing in hand? That evaluation was re-evaluated by my mentor, DTM Unib. I remember my evaluation was not as perfect as the others gave, but still, DTM Unib was so positive, was so encouraging about that never once I felt that my evaluation was the worst of them all. Those today, I do think that was not as good. But at that time, that encouragement left me with positivity inside me. For the first time, I felt that, okay, there are people around who can enjoy what I say. There are people around who actually are amused by my words, because this is what I had always searched for till the life I joined the Toastmasters Club. Level 2, I moved one step ahead, a little confidence. In the beginning, I used to move back and forth while delivering my projects. Either I could move or I could speak, or I forgot the speech completely. But then this also got improved by the time I cleared level 2. I researched, did my research on a project, I presented it, and people actually took it positively. In fact, when I was speaking about the language skills, there were people who were really interested on the different language styles I had incorporated in my speech. And that left me thinking, okay, so I can speak something geniusly as well. That may bring in more confidence inside of me. By the end of level 3, I had taken part in the first international contest. Though a lot of effort was put in, but thank you to my mentors. I say mentors because I can very well say that I had too many mentors, alhamdulillah, to teach me well. And thanks to them, TM Imran Mana, my husband, DTM Talha, and DTM Uneeb himself. They were so hard and so hard on me that even today, I don't recognize myself. The Anam that joined up there in 2019 is very different from the Anam that is today. And alhamdulillah, I gained a lot. I gained second position in the international speech in 2019. And that I totally attribute to Allah and then to my mentors. This year, I moved on with the rest of the projects, although with slight being a little occupied in the house chores and the job and the routine, it was a little difficult for me. But my mentors and my husband pushed me off and on to deliver, not to forget what they had been teaching me day in and day out. I went in, I delivered. I remember holding that panel discussion, which was just thrown into my lap, just like that. But then the person who gave it to me, he said, I know you can do this. And those words were enough to make me do what I did in that panel discussion. It was taken well. And that was TM Farooq. TM Farooq from the Husne Khitabat Toastmaster. So you see, I have so many mentors. And in addition to that, after I secured second position in the international speech contest in 2019, I held a little, not to say jealousy, but I looked forward to TM Javed Bhatti. And you know what? I looked up his speeches 1,000 times. I looked up his efforts. I looked up his style. Inside, I won't be wrong if I say, yes, I was a little jealous because I wanted to be like him. I wanted to deliver like him. But now, today, when I see it, I say this type of jealousy was positivity for me. Because through this, what I learned, I could not have learned if I would have been relaxed at that time. I learned a lot. And alhamdulillah, I was able to beat him this year in one of the contests. And that day, I was like, oh my God, I have conquered the world. And I know many of you would have, I'm hoping every one of you experienced such an experience, because this is worth the millions. Then moving on, since my pathway was innovative planning, and at first I thought, innovation is nowhere inside you. But today, after delivering all those speeches and the evaluations, I can say that yes, Toastmasters brought out that innovation from inside me that was hidden for so long, and that even wasn't ready to be explored. Table topics were always a monster for me. It was a monster ready to engulf me. But thanks to all the fellow Toastmasters, that I never felt embarrassed whenever I couldn't speak well, because I saw people who changed the subject, and that gave me confidence. That gave me a hope that yes, one day when they can be what they are today, I can also be like them. Finally, I would say that I won't, till the end, till today, I won't say that whatever I spoke up till now had always won accolades or had always gained praises. Neither would I say that I completely lost whenever I speak. While writing speeches, there were times when it got rejected a lot of times. I wrote the speeches down for the contest, and there were people who used to say, Anam, I think write something else because this won't gain the audience attention. Neither is it unique enough to be spoken about in an international contest. And after all this, Alhamdulillah, I can say that this game of Ludo taught me well, and it taught me who I am today, the confident person who is now not ready to overturn the game, but who is ready to take up the challenge and move forward. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anam. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Shamam, and I will be evaluating her. So Toastmaster Shamam is going to be presenting a speech from the Pathways Mentoring Program, Advanced Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. The purpose of the speech is also for a member who shares some aspect of his or her experience as a mentor. The title of the speech is Return on Investment. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. A round of applause for Toastmaster Shamam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umar Hayat. Am I audible and visible? Okay. Hi, Toastmasters, and if I can see a few guests here. Here I am taking you through my 6 months of mentoring commitment. Let's review the expectations from this mentoring program and then what happened to those expectations. Well, actually, there are basically 5 things that are required in this mentor-mentee relationship: the communication plan, the tracking calendar, the setting up the goals, setting up the boundaries, and last but not the least, mentor evaluation. So me and my mentee set up fortnightly Sunday 2 p.m. meeting for communicating and receiving and giving feedbacks about how is it going. Sundays, after a week of work, is a leisure. You know that. So what happened on Sundays? Sometimes I was having a day out with the family. Sometimes I just wanted to sleep through Sunday. Sometimes it was electricity outage. Sometimes it was meeting deadlines at work. Sometimes it was just traveling for work. So there were no actual communication taking place between me and my mentee. And then there was no tracking calendar except that WhatsApp messages that I used to track for what we have been talking about. Boundaries then. When all this happened, so during my weekdays when I am working hard on Zoom meetings or on a document, I would see my mentees calling me. And then it would occur to me that, oh, in 5 or 6 hours, and today's Wednesday, and maybe she has a project today. And so I would just mute the mic there and I would pick up her call and say, listen, I cannot talk to you right now. Just do what we have been practicing about what I have told you. Just practice that and you will be good. And she would come back, oh, I'm sorry, Toastmaster Shaman. Yes, I'll practice and I'll be good. So then her goal of completing one complete pathway in this mentoring duration was nowhere. Not exactly nowhere, it stayed at 50% at this point of time and is still trying to move on. What happened then? The goals remained at 50%, but what I learned, and before I move on to what I learned, I would say that I was also feeling bad about Program Quality Director of not having an education award during this mentoring 6 months, and I felt very bad. But then I checked in Toastmasters and found out that mentoring is nowhere about completing an education award, so I had a sigh of relief. I said, okay, fine, life goes on. So what I gained here, sometimes and most of the times, there are happenings that even the best intentions can fall short of expectations. So we all must really be open and optimistic about setting up expectations and knowing that they can fall short anytime. Anyways, life goes on. Let me take you to some more. We all know as a Toastmaster, mentoring is about providing or sharing your skills, expertise, wisdom with your mentees. Why? There are consequences for that. The first and foremost is enhanced feeling of resentment that I personally felt of not wanting to be exercising the authority as a mentor, and at the same time feeling for my mentee that they may create an issue with dependence. So what could I do? Instead of trying to convert my mentee into the Shaheen of Iqbal, I tried to give her wings. And oh boy, she opened up exuberantly. Her style of delivering her speeches moved to what she was practicing earlier. And this thing makes me so proud of you, Toastmaster Hiba. And if you ask me what I gained from it, it's the vision that mentoring is just about picking up brain and pushing it towards the right direction. These measurable and visible changes are the values in my leadership development. I could understand the value of doing it quietly and subtle way, not exercising anything, and just letting the other person move into the right direction. The life and the perspectives, if I ended up changing of anyone's, they are mine only. If she fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would say that I can now see that me and my mentee could have performed much better, and I could have helped her completing one pathway. Still, I enjoyed contributing to Toastmasters' philosophy of member helping member, and grow and learn together. No matter if the expectations went astray, the sole ROI is the fact that I was able to give I was able to make her open in her delivery styles. And I was able to push my mentee to open her wings and fly in the right direction. And with that, I wish and hope that my mentee, Toastmaster Hiba, continues to fly like that to achieve the goal she has set for her. At the same time, I would like to remind for the fifth aspect of mentor-mentee relationship, the mentor evaluation. I'm still waiting for her evaluation, the 4-5 questions that I had sent her a couple of days ago. So with that, I'm handing over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shamam. We will now have our next speaker. That's DTM Maria. Are you here? Yes. And she will be introduced by her evaluator, Toastmaster Anam. It's over to you, Toastmaster Anam. Toastmaster Anam, are you here?
Anam?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was taking her sheet out. Toastmaster Maria is delivering her project prepared for an interview. The purpose of her project is to practice the skills needed to present himself or herself well in an interview. Her speech, may I know your speech title, TM Maria? TM Maria, may I know your speech title?
Hello? There's no title, it's just an interview. Okay.
All right. So the length of the interview would be 5 to 7 minutes. Best of luck to Toastmaster Maria.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, today we are honored to have with us distinguished Toastmaster and a fashion designer, DTM Maria Ahmed. She has carved her own identity in the world of Toastmasters as well as in the world of fashion. And today we will be learning about her inspiration and what drives her. So, DTM Maria Ahmed, first of all, welcome to this interview. We are honored that you've joined us.
Thank you so much. It's indeed my pleasure to be present here as a guest.
Thank you so much. My first question to you would be, you're clearly so occupied with the engagements of life. You are a homemaker, you are an academician, you are a mother. How do you manage to fulfill your passion of fashion designing amidst all that?
I remember my father used to say, always pursue your passion. No matter how much occupied you are, or no matter how much responsibilities you have to fulfill or overcome, always pursue your passion or your hobby, because that's the only thing which will keep you get going. And this can also be witnessed by the life he has spent. He has not only laid the foundation of Karachi Toastmasters Club, but he was also engaged in other activities such as social work, charity work, and he was also a very active Rotarian. So by following his footsteps, I'm trying to fulfill my dreams, but his life is unmatched. That's what I believe.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster or distinguished Toastmaster Maria. What is your inspiration as far as your designs are concerned?
I am usually inspired by Eastern culture, or you can say Mughal era, which has laid the foundation for our current fashion industry, because no matter whoever designer you look at, be it HSY, Nomi Ansari, Maria B, or any renowned fashion designer around the world, most of them take inspiration or designs from these kind of themes, and then they follow or modify it according to their own requirement or whatever theme or the trends they are trying to create.
How has lockdown affected your business?
That's a very interesting question. It has adversely affected because, first of all, the regulations or the rules and regulations which are being implemented in the shops has affected. Secondly, the labor which used to work for me has moved to their villages because they are unable to produce a sound income not only for themselves or their families. So what they prefer, they go back to their own area or locality and they do agricultural work or harvesting or whatever suits them according to their own needs. So the craftsmanship or the labor which was present here to do these kind of work has certainly moved, or you can say has certainly abandoned this work because they were unable to generate a sound income for themselves. And secondly, most ladies prefer to wear clothes only when they need to. And since there are no parties or social gatherings, so people prefer not to invest much on these kind of necessities. You can say it's a luxury, it's not a requirement or a necessity. So these kind of factors has certainly affected my business.
You remind me so much of your father when you speak about your labors. Had it been any other entrepreneur, they would have been so uncharitable about the labor moving away. But you have displayed you've been such an understanding and deep appreciation of their problems, and for that you deserve respect. So my next question would be, how do you think Toastmasters has helped you run your business?
First of all, Toastmaster has assisted me not only for my business, but in other walks of life also. Firstly, it has taught me to be patient and has enabled me to become a good listener. You know what problems we Pakistanis have is that we don't listen. We just respond or reciprocate. But you need to listen to the other person, what he or she is trying to deliver. Then you are supposed to give your own remarks or comments. So Toastmasters has helped me not only to deliver whatever I produce or make, but it has certainly enabled me to carve my personality in a well manner, or you can say in a presentable manner.
Okay. Toastmaster, that was green, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, DT Maria, who do you see as your competition? Because we all know that it's a cutthroat world, and you're already facing competitive pressures and cost pressures, obviously, due to the whole lockdown situation that you mentioned. How do you keep yourself competitive, and how do you ensure that your market share remains intact?
The product or the quality which I deliver is quite up to the mark. I don't have a wide variety of clients, but whatever clientage I have is quite satisfied. No matter whatever business you are running, either it's a food-based business or a clothing business, you have to keep a minimum profit for yourself. And then you have to move and try to develop a good relation or a good product which people can buy. And thirdly, marketing. Marketing, you can say, is the best tool through which you can publicize your product not only on national level but also on international level. So these factors need to be implemented in your business so that you can deliver a product not only to local clients but also international market. So these are the factors which I have kept in mind, and my business has certainly grown over with the period of time.
So talking about growth, and you said that you have a very specific clientele and you are satisfied. with the growth rate of your business. So
Yes.
where do you see it going forward in, let's say, 5 years, 10 years? Do you want to expand into other segments?
Certainly, what I see myself is that I need to invest into a physical space as soon as the lockdown or you can say these law and order conditions get improved. I would definitely um, open an outlet. And right now, I am making only clothes. But with the passage of time, I intend to invest in jewelry, footwear, and other products such as home textiles. So, a tagline can also be made that everything is under one roof. You can not only purchase clothing for your specific occasion, but you can also purchase footwear, jewelry, and other fashion articles from the same shop. So you don't need to wander or roam around from shop to shop or from one place to another to fulfill your needs for the fashion purpose.
Thank you so much, DTA Maria Ahmed, and that's all we had time for. We thank you for your candid interview, and we thank you for being an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, we have
Thank you, DTA
one
Maria.
more. Yeah.
Yes.
We have one more speaker. Let me just find out. He was saying that he was just joining, so let me just. Yes, he's just joining, so I request his evaluator to introduce the project in the meantime.
Who is he?
PM Azhar Khan, and I'm his evaluator.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I don't have the evaluation sheet, unfortunately.
Toastmaster Hiba, you should have mentioned this earlier, but give me a few seconds and I will pass you the evaluation sheet, okay? Just give me a few seconds. I'm passing it on.
Sure.
Okay.
So in the mean time, our next speaker is Toastmaster Azhar, and he will be introduced by his evaluator, Toastmaster Hiba Rais. Toastmaster Hiba, it's over to you whenever you're ready.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests,
I have shared the evaluation sheet with you. Okay.
at the TM Azhar Khan is doing dynamic leadership level 4, and the topic of his speech is managing a difficult audience, and the duration of his speech is 10 to 12 minutes, and the project objectives are, there's only one. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she presents outside of the Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Azhar.
Okay. In the meantime, while Toastmaster Azhar logs in, I would request our guest for today, Toastmaster Utkarsh from India. Please share your thoughts about the meeting so far.
Yes, I have been attending and I have been doing multitasking actually. I'm doing my work and as well as listening to your speeches. And trust me, I've taken a lot. I have learned a lot from the first speaker, the ones who are level achievers, or not level achievers, but path achievers. and how you are conducting the meeting. I would like to try these very things in my club as well, because even I am the vice president membership at my club, and I'm trying to increase till date. I have added 10 members, and I'm trying to take it to 15 by hook or crook, because the term is going to end in 1.5 months, and I want to achieve that thing. Moreover, the one thing that I truly desire is to visit Karachi one day. If all the political goons of both the side come at some settlement and promote positive patriotism rather than negative one, both of the sides would be much more happier, because finally we all are first human beings, and then our nationalities. And moreover, we are Toastmasters and we are educated ones, and that's the most important thing to be remembered, because after a few years world is going to end. Then why to have this fight? Just pray to Allah and all the other gods present in the world, so that I can visit Karachi and deliver a speech perhaps in your club. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster Talim. Talha.
Well, those were beautiful sentiments, and I believe we can all agree to those, especially about the need for peace and the need for applying patriotism for positivity rather than killing each other. And you are right here in Karachi with us even right now, and you are most welcome to deliver a speech at any time. So with that, and by the miracle of the positive thinking that you displayed, Toastmaster Azhar has also joined us. So I hand over the charge back over to our Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Azhar will be introduced by his speaker, his evaluator, Toastmaster Hiba Reis. It's over to you.
Should I mention the objective again?
It's all okay. We have all heard that, I believe.
Okay, so Toastmaster Azhar, the stage is yours. The virtual stage is yours. You may begin the speech.
The timing, will you be able to do the timing, or can I, shall I do the timing?
No, I will do the timing. I will do the timing.
Okay, if that's okay with you, fine. It's 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15
10
minutes.
to 12. Right? 10 to 12.
Is it 10 to 12? Can you recheck?
Yes, let me just recheck. No, sorry, you are right. 10 to 15.
Thank you.
Just now I start?
You can start.
Assalamu alaikum, Toastmaster and guest. Very warm welcome to everyone of you. Today, it's a long time, and my topic is very interesting because it's after a long time I came here, and now today I'm sharing my speech. Our world is very beautiful place. There are so many things for our the happiness, for our satisfied, because we are living here, and we will feel better when we see the natural elements, natural things like a tree, rivers, sea, ocean, flowers, plants, fragrance, wood, each and everything, because Allah gave us each or everything, and we are spending life with the elements, and we have to prefer the original and real elements. Nowadays, some words fake and fake versus real, original versus duplicate. And here, some of our things are it's a very cheapest and lowest, but we prefer the always we always prefer to original elements, original things. There are many things we cannot find the original or fake because of we don't have a specific session for any things, but we judging for myself and we explore and we buy and we check and then we buy the products because they're very difficult for us. So how can we buy and use the original products? Something we can identify is the same thing in our real world. We cannot identify who is a needy people and who is not needy people. We always say, okay, maybe he's needy or not. That's why we ignore to all of them. That's a not good thing because maybe he is very actual, real needy people. Normally, we go to office and we see the same the beggar on the same spot on a daily basis.
जी जी इसको यहाँ रखें नहीं उधर नहीं इधर थोड़ा सा इधर हाँ that seems perfect मगर अभी भी कुछ सही नहीं लग रहा
Yes boss, we will see.
दोबारा हाँ मैं कह रहा हूँ ना हाँ oh
your mic is on.
We go
I'm
outside.
sorry.
We go
I'm
outside
sorry.
and we see the same thing again and again on a daily basis. That's why we don't take an interest in their lives. And we cross them. And we ignore all of them, all beggars, before any judging, before any gauging who is right or wrong. That's why we are losing the real people. Maybe they are looking the same or standard. They are clothing same or like us. Maybe they are looking like us. We are how maybe we can't identify they are needy or not. But it's our responsibility. It's we have to search all people so that we can help them. They don't have any opportunity of the cloth, education, and good opportunity for the business and new jobs and other things. Because maybe they have last year we have seen the many problems in the last pandemic.
मुझे ये डॉग इतना फैसिनेट कर रहा है शमाम तुम भी इस डॉग को ही देख रहे हो क्या
Because last
इतने
year
इतने आसानी से दिल के तुम्हारे आंखें भी इस डॉग की तरफ हैं आई कैन रियलाइज इट ओके ऐसा ही है
last year I have seen many people who were very well, but after pandemic they lost their actual worth. They lost many. Please unmute. Please mute your mic, my Toastmasters members, please. Now again, my topic is many people lost original net worth last year because of pandemic, because of COVID. They live and they can't do anything. But it's our responsibility. We help them and we meet them. Especially you work day and night without taking rest and make money for yourself. Just do it for yourself. It's not a life. It's not a real life. You seek people who need your help, who need your presence. Share your precious things like money.
Excuse me, Azhar, sir. You're so much advocating, helping other people. But my real life experience is that the more you help other people, the more they disrespect you and the more you suffer. That is what my experience is. So how can you advocate helping other people? I mean, where is your real life experience, sir? You're just talking about fantasy. There's nothing real in your speech.
No, sir. Last year I have seen many cases, but I'm so sure. Sure. Maybe you have seen some people like this, because last year we have seen the many bad and worse situation in our world. Maybe around your street, around your family members, around your XYZ area. Maybe. So it's my personal opinions. spend some little bit amount, because your little bit amount someone take 100%. Your make their better become that like a sponge. You can observe all basic demands and needs of them. That person who emit beautiful positive vibes, and you realize that you change someone's life. If you change someone's life, it means then you feel the very well. You feel very happy. The strong people make time to help others, even they are struggling in their own purpose. Any question? Can I continue? No. Okay.
Yes, you can
So,
continue.
okay.
You haven't answered my question.
Okay. Sorry, repeat again.
I'm saying you're just talking about fantasy. In real life, helping people just gives you pain and misery, and nobody helps you back. Instead, people deceive you when it's their time to help you. So what are you saying? I mean, how can you say that helping people will make your life better?
Because if you give opportunity to anyone, and they will, and he or she achieve his or her goal, it means he can change the world. He can change the anything. Maybe he or she will be a very good legend in the future. Maybe the strongest people make time to help others, even they are the struggling with their own problems. I have one
Toastmaster,
point.
I have a question to change the world by think isn't it too ambitious that by helping others we are going to change things, and then they were doing your backbiting and all those things. So isn't
Aliyah, sorry, repeat again. I didn't get. Your voice is very distracting.
Your voice is not clear, really. Can you repeat the question?
you think that your idea is too ambitious because of helping others and to change the world? So I don't think so that such things happen in this world when the everyone is materialistic. So what's your comment on?
I don't understand exactly because your voice is very understand. After this poem, I will get back to you and then I'll reply you. Okay. God pity the pure, I cry, and feel I have 20 kilo. Not many so tender as I, who wait so of the world's void. Good pity the people, I shout, and draw back the garment's hem. Good pities the poor, no doubt, but how am I pitying them? Let's come and share your time, money, skills. You can teach everything. If you have any skills, you have technical field, so you can teach others. If you don't have money, it's no problem, but you can teach without fee to all of it. We have the online opportunities. You can teach online classes free of cost. It means you are spreading the education without any fee. It's a real life. And anything you can share is life. Without helping others, you can't achieve peace of mind. In the end, we have to go back. We are judgment day, and we will see what we did in the past. So start and prefer the spirit of unity. Don't forget our people, charity, and don't forget your responsibility, because without responsibility, you can't survive. If you leave, it means you will not get actual happiness. You can charity, it's up to you. It's your neighbors, it's your relative, any real madrasa, and any NGO organization, anything. Nowadays, we are seeing the situation of any world war, any everywhere. There are so many NGOs working over there. We can help others. We can connect with them.
Toastmaster
And
Azhar, you said something about you constantly you've been saying that we should help people no matter what, and but helping someone leads to expectation. Helping someone if we hate someone, the other person may start manipulating us as well. You never know the other person's intention. He may or she may not be a good person and try to exploit you. So how, should the one deal with that?
Okay, I think I got your point. You are saying if he help others, we don't know is a real or fake. Starting the speech, I told everyone, okay, it's my responsibility. When we buy the cloth, we check, okay, it's a real clothing, it's a bad. After that, we realize, oh, it's a good cloth, and we should buy. If you go to anywhere, you buy anything, before purchasing, before buying, you check in your hand, then you will decide. But we are talking the actual human, so now we should have knowledge and experience how can engage them. It's my opinion, but it's up to you. But I think we know all of things. I go to grocery market, I know about the each and everything. I go to vegetable market, I know it's a good vegetable or it's a bad, because I don't know after that what will I see the which type of symptoms in my home. But I know everything about my life. How can I miss my real people? It's my responsibility, which I should search them, I should meet them, I should share our experience, skills, education, money, each and everything. I'm not talking only money. Money is a second and third priority, but you have the many things. You are very capable, educated person. You can spread the happiness everywhere, because Allah gave us the any one or two skills to all person. It's my belief. So I think Madam Hima, you got my point. Maybe. Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah, Mazhar, I have a question. I'm sorry I'm barging in, but you said, you know what, happiness is the ultimate feeling and the emotion that a human being can feel when you help out others, or when you do something which can help you satisfy your own desires and wishes. My point of view, or my question is happiness an illusion, or what is happiness to you?
Happiness of my words, when you do something and after that you realize of peace of mind, it's a happiness. If you do something and you will not get peace of mind, it means it's a not happiness, it's a just like that you do this, that's enough. Happiness is a related to your soul, your heart, in your peace. No one see your happiness, you feel happiness your inside. There are so many people, they have so many things, but they are not satisfied of their lives, because they are living, they are live only for just only for what should I say, they don't take care other people. I think so. So it's my opinion.
Toastmaster Hiba, what is the time lapsed?
He's almost done. 15 minutes are up. 30 is most 25 seconds.
Okay, my time is over.
Yes, almost.
Okay, so again, my speech is, please live here and help others. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar. I believe that concludes our prepared speeches. Timer, have all speakers qualified?
Yes, all speakers. No, TM Anam, her time was 12 minutes 42 seconds. The
Presiding
others
officer?
are qualified. I'll just call out the time for each speaker. TM Latif was 12 minutes 25 seconds. TM Anam was 12 minutes 42 seconds. TM Shamam was 7 minutes 17 seconds. TM Maria Ahmed, TM Maria Ahmed 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Another disqualification. And then TM Azhar 15 minutes and 20 seconds. He managed to qualify.
Okay, actually, DTM Maria, DTM Maria's time is not her fault because it was dependent upon me, and I posed her a question right when her 7 minutes were up, and of course she could not stop it. So I would not like to have her disqualified. As far as Toastmaster Alam is concerned, Toastmaster Alam, could you see the timer during your speech?
Yes, I do.
And you saw the red light?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the most difficult decision of my life, and please everyone wish me luck and pray for me, but it has to be she is disqualified, and I'm just floating the poll right now.
It's okay, sir. You can have it. Have her also. It's reflection on part. A little bit of excitement.
Okay, but look at the bright side. I mean, seriously, you completed your pathway. So
now Allah be with you.
All right. So as the votes are being floated, we will now go on to our last segment, which is the evaluation. And for that, I'd like to invite on the virtual stage a very seasoned and exuberant and a commanding Toastmaster, a Toastmaster Asghar. It's over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Finally, my turn come. Thank you all, and as you all know that we are in our last and evaluation, and it is today I came to know that an evaluator evaluate everything that takes place during the club meeting. Even he can evaluate what dogs think when they stand up staring with you with their mouth open. And apart from the speakers, but let me come to the speakers first. Today we had speakers, not only speakers, they were all heavyweight. They were lined up, and short while ago I had no choice but to close my eyes while taking the voter sheets, because you don't know, I mean, who is the best when the contest is so close. I don't know it was whether a conspiracy or a coincidence by DTM Tala. Coming to the evaluation, as we all know that it is all about feedback. I mean, the speaker need to advance their skills, and as you, with every meeting, a member speaks, receive feedback from another Toastmaster, and those comments to improve as her next speech. Today, we heard some very interesting speeches. To begin from Toastmaster TM Latif. Oh, life transition is full of experience. Latif will be evaluated by GQ, but GQ expressed some serious concern about his ability to air us today. Something was wrong somewhere, maybe, but stage is yours now.
There was a network issue, yes. Thank you very much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In Toastmaster community, we have two kinds of Toastmasters. A Toastmaster which attends the meeting, takes up a role, gives his project, And then there is a second kind of Toastmaster, a Toastmaster who attends the meeting, gives the role, does the project, and compete in the contest. So Toastmaster Latif is a second kind of a Toastmaster. So let me tell you frankly, Toastmaster Latif, I don't like you at all. Reason being, I also belong to the same type. And by looking at your speech today, I really know that I have to work very hard for the next contest. So you are going to give me a very tough time, and I know for sure. So regarding coming to your project, I will keep myself very crisp, precise, because unfortunately I missed 3 to 4 minutes of your speech. So you started off by getting the attention of all the audience. Everybody wanted to know why your nose is crooked. So in the very first instant, like a champion speaker, you got the attention. And everybody was focusing on you throughout the speech. So you moved on and told us how you like the wrestling. So overall, if I sum up the content was very impressive, very interesting. It was very nicely sandwiched up approach. Like the opening was very good. The body itself, when you were telling us all your parts, the level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you were letting us know how you managed to give those pathways to those levels. And at the end, you summed up with a very good conclusion and giving us a nice piece of an advice. So that is, I would call it as a champion speech and a learning for all of improvement. Just 1 or 2 recommendations, not more than that, because I don't want you to win the next contest.
This means he doesn't even want to give me that 2 compliment or advice also.
I think we lost him, but we are not going to lose our hope. I mean, let's wait for a few seconds. I mean, he's looking so smart while he is stuck. Well,
where was I? My network is creating a havoc today. So I just saw all the faces stuck on the screen, and then I realized that my network is gone. So where was I? Can somebody please tell me?
You were declaring again and again how you don't want Prateek to win a contest.
Okay, fine. So coming to the speech, that speech was very nicely structured in a proper sandwich or burger approach, what we call it as. Excellent opening, very good body, and then very good closing, and with the closing with a very good piece of an advice, right? As far as the recommendation is concerned, I would stick to myself to 2 recommendations. Firstly, you were just on the left side of the screen. You tried to manage to use the stage, but maybe you were stuck up with something on the floor. I'm not sure about it, but you focused on the left side of the screen. Thirdly, if I would have been a judge of this speech, I would definitely given you at least good marks over here. But one thing which I noticed, that the champion speaker, hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Again stuck. Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello? 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 Am I audible?
We can hear you. Yes. So light travels faster than sound, and today it is being demonstrated right before us. But now you're neither. So let's just wait a few seconds.
Actually, when you combine a great speaker with a great evaluator, this combination becomes lethal, and this is one of the conclusions that we are getting.
Yes, the singularity has been created, and
Hello,
space-time
am
is
I
to say,
audible
yeah.
now?
Yes, you are.
My apologies, my sincere apologies, because PTCL is giving me a very hard time today, and I believe
you are on PTCL.
PTCL broadband.
Hello, 2021. You are on PTCL. Okay, fine. Please continue.
Right.
Okay, so you were on suggestion. You are on suggestion paragraph. You are giving some suggestions.
Okay, the recommendations. So, did I mention my first recommendation?
Yes, I was on the left side.
On the left side, yeah. The second recommendation is that you are dripping from your sweat as well. So please make sure that you carry a handkerchief or maybe some sort of a tissue paper so that you can easily wipe yourself off, because that was giving a very, what I would call it as, I would not term it as a bad, but people noticed it. But people did notice it, that a champion speaker is having a sweat, maybe because of the nervousness or maybe whatever. So although I did not notice any nervousness on your face, although I did not, but people can term it as a nervousness. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. I was sweating because of me. I mean, after observing me over there, so that's why he was sweating. But he was so confident that he did not let us to know that he is sweating and exhausted and tired. So coming to the next speaker, which is about Ludo game. TM Anab's speech will be evaluated by TM Zahra Latif, if she is there. Yes, TM Zahra Latif, the stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? Yes. First of all, I would like to congratulate on my behalf and audience, and would request my fellow audience to give a round of applause to TM Anam Kadri for completing her pathway, innovative planning. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for my voice. I noticed that you delivered a persuasive speech. I love the way you crafted your speech from like your young age, like 6 years back and till date. And you bring your speech in the game of Ludo, the game of life, which reflected on each one of us. As an evaluator, I would like to share with my audience the expression which Anam showed in her speech. I would also share, as this was my first evaluation to complete my pathway, and of an experienced Toastmaster, Anam Kadri. I would now highlight what she excelled at. As I noticed, your spoken language is clear and is understood. You conveyed emotion and elicit response and the most exuberant speech. What I loved is everyone can relate Ludo with their life of reflection when they recall your speech and encourage themselves for a healthy competition and get ready for the next level on. I like to mention the interest of an audience. Every speaker has its own unique way. So me, I am different and you are also different. So challenge yourself for that uniqueness. This speech would be on your next level if I would have seen some more gestures, voice modulation, and I noticed that the stage movement were missing. Though you mentioned that you used to move forward and backward, but I think today you were in centered and still. According to me, the challenge that I will suggest you as a young Toastmaster, the audience interaction and bit of dialogues, as you are lucky to have a husband like DT and Talha, you would have shared his dialogues, how he has encouraged you. Overall, it was a good speech and it can encourage me to move forward and complete my pathway as soon as possible. I noticed and I'm very sorry that you've been disqualified because of overtime. So please time yourself on your mobile so you don't miss that seconds of time. Congratulate on my behalf and on behalf of my audience. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Zahra Latif, for such an excellent evaluation and following the criteria of providing evaluation to a member. It's great. I have never seen you delivering evaluation. I think it's your first time, and this you have done an evaluation of a disqualified speaker. I mean, this is really great. Now, coming to the mentoring commitment, and she is none other than Shamam Khan. She will be evaluated by, let me see her evaluator.
Toastmaster Umar Hayat.
Toastmaster Umar. Okay. So Toastmaster Umar Hayat will be evaluating Shamam Khan. Toastmaster Umar Hayat, the stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Hamam spoke on the topic of mentorship. And the best thing about this speech was that we're all very confident when we speak of our biggest successes. But Toastmaster Shamam spoke about something that was a kind of a moderate a success, but it didn't go exactly as she planned it. And that's a commendable thing, to be able to present a moderate or say not that good success and still able to share it with others. I would say the positives of your speech are that you have a great, comfortable presence on stage. It's very friendly. It draws the audience in. Your body language and voice modulation is really good, and it really complements the speech as well. So these are the things that you really did well. I thought an area of improvement, well, actually, before it, let me say that the contrast you drew between um, um, exerting authority as a mentor versus inculcating a dependence. That was a really important point, and you made it well. The one area of improvement I would suggest is that the contrast between what you succeeded at and what you didn't succeed at was not that clear. I didn't actually understand, like, when you were speaking about uh, giving wings to your mentee, exactly what uh, did you mean? And that was an important point, because I was the crux of your speech, that uh, despite the timings not like lining up perfect or the schedule not being perfect, we were still able um, to draw a positive out of it. I thought that part could be explained a bit more. Overall, it was a great speech about the trials and tribulations and the passions of being a mentor, and uh, it was a great lesson for all of us. So thank you for that speech and congratulations on your project. It's over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Omarayat. I totally agree with the positive point you raised because I happen to be one of her evaluators in the past, and one thing which I observed is that she religiously followed the objective of her project. Very few Toastmasters does this. Secondly, she speaks naturally. I mean, she does not memorize things, and I think this two things always create a sort of distinctiveness for her. Now coming to the next speech. Next speech is from Maria B. No, I mean Maria Ahmad, of course. And Maria Ahmad will be evaluated by today's disqualified speaker, TM Anam Kadri. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster as well. Thank you for that compliment as well. After today's meeting, I'll make sure I don't get overtime now. All right, Toastmaster Maria. Your project was based on managing an interview in which you had to prepare a few questions. You had to give it to your interviewer, and the interviewer had the choice to select those questions and ask any of them randomly. So, while answering those questions, I can say that you had great confidence. You were very communicative. You were pretty vocal about your thoughts, your views. You shared very good points in how to start over a business, what factors would be needed that might help in the progress of the business, and how one can move along to progressively moving towards the top of the business. How you started off initially, and how you and which issues you are still facing, and which you honestly admitted that you are still working on. That was something that needed clarity, that needed confidence, and you had all of them. Great vocabulary, great words that you use to express yourself. The only thing that I found was, though it was an interview, and normally interviews are supposed to be taken while sitting down, so there is nothing wrong with both of you and your interviewer sitting down while giving the speech. But it would have been a little more comprehensive, a little more good for us to watch if we could have watched your body till your torso, because that way we could have uh, um, seen your body gestures. There we could have seen your hand gestures, and due to the limited view that we saw, we couldn't uh, witness these things that we missed. And that was the main factor that took me a little off and on from the questions and answers that were answered, because for once, I had to concentrate on what was being answered, though they were very comprehensive. But a little gestures would have added would have added colors. In fact, would have added vibrance to the way you were answering them. Plus, if the hand gestures would have been hindered, then your facial expressions would have been enough to tell us that what was being spoken about, how it was being spoken about, how you faced problems, and how you are still tackling with them. Overall, it was a really comprehensive interview, something that we can take a message from and that we can take home and one day can start a business through. Some very important tips.
but the incorporation of gestures and facial expressions would have added colors to it. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Anam Qadri, for this excellent evaluation. Now we have come down to our last speaker, TM Muhammad Azhar Khan. I called him a courageous speaker as well, because he, faced ruthless miscreant who were determined to create disturbance, but he successfully handled them. His speaker is TM Evaluator. Will be TM Heba. TM Heba, can you come up for his evaluation, please? Over to you.
Yes, I can. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Azhar, you spoke on a topic which was about helping others during pandemic and in life generally, which showed us what a good person you really are. You told us how important it is to be a good human being in such trial and testing times. What I liked about your speech was that you had a good. What I liked about your speech was that you had good clarity during the time you spoke, and you appeared confident. And you had also good eye contact during the time you spoke. Sorry, I'll start from the beginning. Sorry. What I liked about your speech was that you had good clarity during the time you spoke, and you had good confidence. And I found you constantly looking at the camera, and you had good eye contact during the time you spoke. And the audience were also quite aware about what you were listening about speaking to. And you did appear comfortable during your speech, and I could detect no signs of hesitation. You were able to demonstrate good skills of effectively managing a difficult audience, which I thought at your level was pretty commendable. And I also thought that you maintained a professional attitude, irrespective of whatever the interruption was by the audience, and you never lost your calm and cool. However, like every other speeches, there are few areas of improvement which I thought you would have, focused upon. The first was you could have incorporated vocal variety in your speech to bring more depth and detail. And I also thought you learned gestures, hand and body gestures, which you should have, used in your speech since you were sitting down, from what I could see in the camera. And also, I thought you could have, I don't know, if constructed your speech a bit well, so that you could have engaged the audience's interest a bit more. And with that, I would think you are on the way of becoming a better speaker, and you have improved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you tell the time of all the evaluators, because I need to float the poll.
So I just have managed to gather the time of 2 evaluators, because in between I logged out. So I missed TM, I guess, Umar Hayat and TM Anam Qadri's. So I could not, write down. I also had some internet connectivity. I have a problem that in between, sometimes during the day, my signals get lost, and then they connect back again. So that is the problem.
Okay, never mind.
Okay,
I'm floating the poll.
I think Omar Hayat is Omar Hayat is qualified, but I don't know about Anam Qadri.
I am also qualified.
I could see that smile on her face, since I did not mention the time.
Okay, so okay, with this, TM Tala, can I ask you who is our table topic evaluator today?
Yes, I'm glad you asked, because it happens to be me. Yeah, actually, our originally assigned table topics evaluator could not make it. So I will try my best to do justice.
I knew it. That's why I asked you. Okay, go ahead
Thank you
with
so much.
the
Yeah.
table topic evaluator, because now it's your turn.
Okay, thank you so much. So my overall evaluation of table topics is that, of course, the topics were very well assigned, and there was nothing less expected from Toastmaster Aliyah Sharanjum being the table topics master. That said, there's a general point that perhaps the gap between the table topics speeches was a little too much, because table topics master uh, gave a little too much input. And while that is welcome when you're doing a active listening project, it's not exactly welcome in other situations. But overall, that was largely paid off because we had some excellent speeches. Toastmaster Hina Ali, you always manage to impress us when you speak. And today also, your calm and soothing voice and your amazing flow was what kept us glued to the screen. And the only thing that I could find in your speech was that maybe you could have marshaled your thoughts a little bit better. But again, that's what happens when you're speaking on table topics. Toastmaster Ishan Khan, long time no see, and don't think I'm flattering you, but you did an amazing job as always. Your flow is musical, your words are lyrical. Uh, you sound like uh, you just listening to you, you can read the phone book and we'd still be swaying in joy. So, but luckily your content is as strong as your linguistic skills, and you always utilize them very well. And today you also did that. Again, I would just say that if I can just pinpoint one thing, it was a little bit of a lack of vocal variety in your table topic speech, but you managed the project very well. Then we had our guest from India, Toastmaster Oktash, and uh, I speak from everyone when I say that you managed to impress us all. It is always refreshing to have people from outside Pakistan, and you managed the topic very well, although at times it appeared that it was a little bit unexpected for you, and at times it appeared that you were having a hard time to coordinate your how you would deal with the topic, but you did that in real time. And one thing that impressed me was that you start speaking immediately without buying time and having it going. And that is something that we can all get inspired from. Toastmaster Rabia Zishan, uh, you manage the topic very well. And I'm amazed, I'm seriously amazed how you managed to cram so much content into a time for a table topic. So I kept checking the timer, whether you were qualified or not. And you turned out to be qualified. So congratulations, you have this uncanny skill that very few people, few speakers have, that you pack a lot of content and you always manage to pack your life experiences into whenever you speak. So congratulations on that. Uh, last but not the least, Toastmaster or future Toastmaster Wafa, you blew us all away today because it was your first time in Toastmasters, it was your first time in table topics. And while you were just hampered by the limitations of this digital format, I could tell you that, you did not move, your camera angle was not good, but that would be irrelevant because you spoke for the first time and you spoke it's so well. And your content made us forget all the improvement areas that I could see in your visual presentation. So my message to you is we can't wait to hear you speak more. Keep coming to Toastmasters. I can always already see an amazing speaker in you. And that's not just because I want you to become a member. I mean that. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you. Should we ask for the qualification of Heba Khan?
Qualification for what? Table topic marks evaluator?
Yes.
Oh, he took 3 minutes, 36 seconds.
That's good. Now, I think we have now we are on tail end of our program. It's time to call the reporters to present their report. And I would like to call grammarian Team Zahra Latif is our grammarian today. Team Zahra, can you submit your report?
Yes, General Evaluator, thank you. Okay, there was one thing, few grammatical errors, and I think that people can improve, and good usage of grammar. Handover to Toastmasters. It can be handover. I like the way self-gratification. Stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. To mention my family, like separately, you would have mentioned my family. New ventures and confined. That's good usage. These are the remarks I got from my evaluations. All of my reflection. You would have said this. All of my reflection. And the people, the Toastmasters who have used the good usage of exuberant word of the day. There were most of the Toastmasters have used in their speeches and table topics and Toastmaster of the day, including table topic master as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Next is the mm, listener, DTM Talabin Ahmed.
Thank you so much, everyone. And yes, so I want everyone to mute themselves. And if you want, you can also open your video. I want everyone to unmute themselves, not mute themselves, because this is a listening test. And the first person to answer correctly wins absolutely nothing, but moral superiority over other participants of the meeting. So, first of all, I will be asking a few questions about the meeting. Who just got elected division director?
Me.
No, you are
Not yet.
disqualified.
No, it is. I mean, seriously, no one remembers? It is Toastmaster Urusa Kawal, our president. Okay. Who had 2 pencils during the meeting?
Hiba Rais.
Who got nominated for Sergeant at Arms?
Toastmaster Taha, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Who has a crooked nose?
Latif. TL Latif.
Okay. What is the meaning of Latif?
Polite.
Gentle.
Pleasant.
Yeah. Okay. What was the occasion when Toastmaster Anam visited KTC for the first time?
800 meeting. 800 meeting.
Yes.
19.
Yes. Okay. Who is a seasoned and exuberant and commanding Toastmaster as per Toastmaster Umar?
TM Shamam Khan.
TM Shamam.
Not exactly.
Asghar.
Yes. Which is not to say that Toastmaster Shamam is not all of those things, please. But these words are specifically uttered for Asghar. Okay. Who was obsessed with Toastmaster Javed Bhatti?
Adam Kadri.
Adam Kadri.
Yes. Okay. Now I'll repeat some phrases and ask all of you who said those phrases. Unequivocally wrong.
You are mute.
Unequivocally wrong.
It's a guess. Is it Omar Hayat?
Yes, it is. It is. Okay.
Do it up to 100%.
Do it up to 100%.
TM Zehra.
Nitwim Latif, I think, because
It was Mas Latif.
Azhar.
I do 1000%.
It is Toastmaster of touch. Convert your leisure into profitability.
New down.
TMZ Shan. TMZ Shan.
Yes. Gift like a Santa Claus.
Latif. Latif. TM Latif.
I couldn't let the others win.
TM Anab Qadri.
Wow. You really listened to her speech, didn't you? Okay. Grow and learn together.
TM Azhar.
TM Latif.
The speaker also said, "Here I am."
Azhar? I think TM Shamam. I'm not sure.
Well, you ran through all the names and finally landed on TM Shamam. So, but that is the correct answer. Okay. Trials and tribulations of being a mentor.
Sorry to interrupt Toastmaster Kala, but 4 minutes 42 seconds. Your time is way more than up. So please hurry up.
Okay.
Okay, I understand your dinner is coming up.
Thank you so much for being the one time. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The last one. Trials and tribulations of being a mentor.
yes,
Shamam.
Shamam. TM Shamam.
It is Toastmaster Umar here.
Omar.
Okay, over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you, and I'm grateful for Eba Khan to inform us about the duration of listener, and we should religiously follow it in every meeting. Whoever so play this role, including TM Asgar. Now, today, TM Zahra Latif performed an exuberant job, and now I would like to invite her for a word master to submit her report.
She's already given it, haven't you? Yeah.
No.
Yes, I have given.
Yeah, with your
With
grammarian report.
Yes. I have submitted. You want me to say it again?
The word master.
Yeah, I said it. No, both way. Okay.
Okay, then it's now the last one is our counter. Our counter is by TM Latif. Please tell us about our filler words.
Good evening. Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, R's and ums were not that many, but yes, there were. First of all, in trivial topics, there were TM Rabia, who had couple of R's, and many times she was like, I think, looking for words when saying and. Wafa was also saying some so. There was R too couple of times. Then TM Anam, she was excited, so I can understand in that excitement there was some loss of words and R's were there, and it was around for three couple of times. Sorry, TM Anam. I know it was an excitement, but yes, you had it a couple of times. Azhar, yes, during his question and answer session, he was waiting for answers or looking for something. That time he showed some of the R's. Otherwise, his R's are too much improved. Now his speeches are coming more clarity. So I loved it. And Ghulam Qadir one time, and maybe I think he's using PTCL. That's why it happened. Other than that, everybody was good. And yes, if I have missed out some, doesn't mean that I might have not used it. I also use. Just reduce it and enjoy the speeches for the audience. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Latif from our counter. And in the end, just few words. As I said, that the evaluator can evaluate everything in the color, but I'm not going for everything because, you know, I'm very much sensitized about the clock on my wall, the only clock in my home. The one thing, yes, please vote your best facilitator. Uh, uh, but TM DTM Tala, you know, the submit is not active. The word submit is not active. We cannot click anyone. Yes, yes. I'm sorry.
It should be. It should be.
Okay. Well, it is, everything is different in my laptop. I don't know why. Okay. Hmm. So coming to the point, just couple of things. Number one, today, as I earlier said, there were all heavyweights with, you know, long, somewhat long speeches. We need to come up with a mechanism for a mixed speech so that we our duration of prepared speech more or less remains same. I mean, it is a suggestion for thing. And secondly, today Toastmaster table topic master did a very good job. But I suggest table topic master itself should reduce a time to give the greater opportunity to the other members. And those, the number of the members should be more selected, the better. Yes, I really appreciate Ali Ashar Anjum for the brilliant topics that he came with. But you know, as a table topic master, the more we reduce our time, the more we give time to the audience. The last one, yes, I think these are some suggestions, and I would like to end this segment from my side, and I would like to request Omar Ayat to please take charge from me, and thank you. Goodbye from me.
Excuse me, Toastmaster Asghar, aren't you are going to ask about my report as a
About
timer?
what was as a
As a
timer?
timer,
Yes.
yes.
Well, actually, I was under the illusion that you are constantly informing us, but you can do it. We will be happy to hear you.
I think I should. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the meeting started around 6:40 p.m. The table topic session started at 7:10 p.m. Toastmaster Rabia Zishan, she spoke for 2 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Hinali, she spoke for 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Zishan Khan, he spoke for 2 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. The Toastmaster from India, he spoke for 1 minute 33 seconds. And yes, Wafa, she spoke for 1 minute 29 seconds. The prepared speech session started at 7:49. Toastmaster Latif took 12 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Anam took 12 minutes 42 seconds. Toastmaster Shamam, she took 7 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Maria Emachi took 8 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Azhar Khan took 15 minutes 20 seconds. The general evaluation started, I think around 8:15, 8:20ish. And Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir took 4 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster Zahra Latif, she took 3 minutes 40 seconds. The other evaluations I couldn't time because I was busy writing the evaluation myself. The table topic evaluation was for like 3 minutes 36 seconds. By the table topic evaluator Toastmaster Tanha, the grammarian was for 1 minute 7. Sorry, the grammarian spoke for 1 minute 7 seconds. Listener for 5 minutes 8 seconds, and the R counter for around 1 minute or so. That was a rough
Thank you,
estimate.
Eba.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eba. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Omar Ayat.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I think it's appropriate to now ask for voting for the Big Four. And the Big Four candidates are Toastmaster of the day. That's me, the Table Topics Master, Aliyah Sharanjum, the Table Topics Evaluator, DTM Tala, and the general evaluator, Toastmaster Asghar. I started this session with talking briefly about leisure, and in the end, I just want to say that participating in Toastmasters is also a type of leisure activity, and it's one of the best ones I do. And it's great to see all of you. And one thought I want to leave you with is be sure to take some guilt-free time for, for yourself every day and see how that improves your life. With that, I will turn the charge over to the presiding officer. It's over to you, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. What an amazing job you have done. And we have all learned anew what a wonderful Toastmaster you are. So thank you so much today. I will quickly go through the polling results. The best speaker, it should be best table topic speaker. Best table topic speaker was a very hard fought battle. And the end result was decided by one vote, and it was not mine. So congratulations, Toastmaster Zishan Khan, for winning the best table topic speaker. And this is the one category where almost everyone received an almost equal number of votes. Best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Latif Masood Ali. Congratulations. Best evaluator, is this a conspiracy? Yes, it is. You guys teamed up with the timer because best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Zahra Latif. Congratulations. And best facilitator by one vote, and I promise not mine, goes to me as listener. But again, this was a hard-fought category. I believe all our facilitators did an amazing job. And finally, best Big Four goes to Toastmaster Umar Hayat. Congratulations. There's one more award, which is the Critics' Choice Best Speaker Award. And the decision was made quite easy by someone going overtime. And again, the second place, since we had only five speakers today, the second place winner is Toastmaster Shamam Khan. And the first place winner is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Congratulations on that. So I'll just wind up the meeting and I'll take comments from the guests. I'd like comments from our guest Wafa. Please, if you can give your comments about the meeting.
Okay, my first reaction after attending this meeting is this, that I really have to work very hard because I'm among very competitive people, and I like it because it's going to give me enormous growth opportunity in terms of my speaking skills. And there are some things which I feel I will be uncomfortable doing it, but that's how life is, going out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to be official member of Toastmasters Club. Thank you.
Great, Toastmaster Wafa. Here, I hereby anoint you with the title of Toastmaster already.
Okay.
With strong hopes that you will take official membership, fingers crossed. But yes, going out of comfort zones is what we do here. And trust me, all of us in this meeting and beyond have done things that we never thought we would do ever in our life. So welcome to the journey. I also spot another guest, Syed Haris. Would you like to, you joined quite late for table topics, but would you like to give us your thoughts?
First of all, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Sayyid Haris, and so far I've been watching the talks and the speeches that the people have been delivering are quite, not quite, but amazingly phenomenal. And I would surely love to be the part of the community or the group of people that could lead me to the point that they are, and that so that I could achieve my goals and my.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guest Haris.
Hello, can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Yeah. Please continue.
Okay. So that was my thought process, and I would love to join it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Haris. And I also hereby anoint you honorary Toastmaster, and you have my
Thank you.
contact details. So thank you for joining us. And I would also like, since the guest is quite special, he's come all the way from India. Please give us your brief concluding thoughts.
Yes, now the meeting was very beautiful, but since Indian time is like 30 minutes here or there, it's going to be about 11 o'clock over here, and I was about to sleep. So this meeting was really beautiful, and I would like to attend again and again, again and again. And moreover, I invite you guys to come to my club, Mr. Talha. Mr. Talha, Toastmaster Talha, you have given you all my details. If you ever feel like giving a speech or giving an evaluation at our club, you guys are always welcome. We would be very much happy to welcome you guys and show you how it is done at our end. And moreover, the one thing that I definitely like was that listening thing. It was really incorporated well, and it was done a bit differently than our clubs. So that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsh. And everybody, I hope you took notice of his generous offer. Toastmaster Utkarsh is part of our guest group already. And Toastmaster Utkarsh, feel free to float the invites to your meetings in our guest group. And I'm sure many of us would love to visit there. And of course, the offer that you made is also extended to you in terms of doing speeches here and evaluations. Okay, so quickly, just let's get through the business. First of all, as you all heard, nominations were announced today. Everybody is free to run for any position they like as long as they're a paid member. So they can run from the floor, announce their intention to run from the floor in the next meeting when the elections take place, number one. Number two, for the upcoming combined meeting with Me Speak Toastmasters, we need table topics masters, we need table topics evaluator, we need journal evaluator, we need two speakers, two evaluators, and table topics speakers, and joke master, grammarian, and timer. So which makes you wonder what roles have they kept for themselves. I will not go into that right now, but they have divided the roles, and this is their division. So it is a supreme opportunity for any of us. So please, I've also floated this list on the WhatsApp group, and I'll float it again so that it is clear. So please feel free to sign up for the roles. And finally, here's the last announcement for the day. As you all saw, we are blessed at KTC because so many of our members have traveled so far in their respective pathways journeys. And now most of our meeting, and especially this is beautiful to see, that while in the beginning of the year, we have a majority of icebreakers, level 1s, level 2s. Now we have a majority of longer projects. And yes, Toastmaster, your point is well taken, but there were some other unforeseen delays. Otherwise, if you notice, the number of speeches on the roster was less than usual today, precisely to accommodate that point. So, but we'll take that into account in the future. But an interesting side effect of that is that we will add 3 certifications to our club's total this year. And that will take us to #1 status worldwide. Right now, we are #2. But if Toastmaster Azhar Khan, BTM Maria, and Toastmaster Shamam Khan file their completions by tonight or tomorrow, we will once again jump to #1. And we were #1 in November, and then other clubs overtook us, but we worked our way back to #1. And let's hope and pray that this position remains true till the year end. But even if it doesn't, think about your accomplishment. Think about the fact that beyond all the clubs in Europe, USA, Middle East, India, China, Far East, and Saudi, beyond all those clubs, you are the people who managed to beat everyone else in terms of education awards. And you all belong to a club of Karachi, Pakistan. So think about that for a moment and think about what an amazing accomplishment that is. So congratulations, everyone. On that note, I am declaring the meeting officially ended.